Hello there YouTube, it's Gojira Prime with another Transformers video, and today I wanted to go over some news we've had in the last 24 to 48 hours of the new Transformers Kingdom War for Cybertron toy line. Now, the last couple of days on Cybertron.com and a couple of other websites, we've been getting some leaked lists of toys that may, and I emphasize may, be coming up in the line next year. Now, I'm not going to go through all of the figures that we are on these lists. You can go and look at them yourself on those websites, but I wanted to run through the ones that have caught my eye and that I may be getting to add to my collection when they do come out for pre-order at various retailers here in the UK. Now, the first figure we've had confirmation for is Rat Trap. Now, Rat Trap, I initially thought in my video that I did a few weeks ago in regard to the Earthrise line, I thought might be a deluxe class toy, as he was previously when he was released a few years ago. However, it's been speculated, or it's come out that he may now be what's called a core class figure, which is essentially a rebranding of the Legends scale. So he's going to be quite small, smaller than a deluxe. So he's probably going to be, I imagine, something on the scale with the Cliff Jumper, maybe, that we've had in the recent Earthrise line. Maybe a little bit smaller, which kind of makes sense with them trying to keep all the figures in scale to each other these days. So yeah, we're definitely getting a Rat Trap, and he's going to be a Legends / core figure. Another figure that's been confirmed on these lists is Airazor, who is going to be a deluxe class figure. Now she transforms into a bird. I can't remember which particular type of bird it is. I think it might be a peregrine falcon, just looking at this image and the animal parts that I can see on her. So yeah, she's going to be a deluxe class figure. So we're getting another female bot into the collection. We are also getting a Beast Wars era Scorponok character. On the lists that I've seen, he is going to be another deluxe class figure. So, you know, we're talking about the size of the Ironhide, the Wheeljack, Jazz sort of thing. So, you know, he's going to be a decent sized figure, and so we're going to get him in his in a deluxe mode. Now, obviously, we already knew without the lists that we were going to be getting a Cheetor. That was fairly obvious from the teaser poster that was released a while back. And as I speculated in my previous video in regard to the Kingdom line, he is going to be a deluxe class figure as well. So that's going to be a nice figure to have, hopefully. It's also been leaked that we may also be getting a repaint of Cheetor known as Shadow Panther. Now, as far as I know, this character never appeared in the show. It's basically a black repaint of Cheetor, and from what I've seen on the TF Wiki, he is down as a Predacon spy who went to such great lengths to infiltrate the maximal ranks that he actually took on the form of Cheetor himself. So we're going to be getting regular Cheetor, you know, yellow and black cat, deluxe scale figure, and then we're going to be getting a black repaint of the figure as well as a Predacon. Another figure which has been confirmed on these lists, but we knew we were going to get anyway from the teaser poster, is we are going to be getting Black Arachnia, and she will be a deluxe class figure, which stands to reason, as I think pretty much all the other previous Black Arachnia figures we have had have been deluxe class figures to some size scale. So yeah, we're getting a Deluxe class Black Arachne here as well. Now there are a few G1 characters in the lists as well. These do include Wheeljack and Optimus Prime and a few other characters that we've had previously released through Earthrise already. They're getting just repackaged and sold on, probably as fillers for the line, I imagine. But we are apparently going to be getting a G1 style Huffer. Now, I'm actually quite excited to get Huffer because he's one of the few mini-bots that I'm actually missing as part of my Transformers Generation 1 Season 1 collection. So I'm actually quite looking forward to getting this guy, and he'll definitely be on my list to get to fill in my Season 1 characters. But we are also going to be getting a Pipes as well. Now, Pipes is a Season 3 Autobot character, but he's basically just a repaint and a slight retooling of Huffer. So, it makes sense that they're going to fill in the gaps a little bit in the line with repaints and retools of characters that that they can do that for. So we're going to be getting Huffer, and we're also going to be getting Pipes as well. I'm not too sure if I'll get Pipes. I may just pass on him actually. He's not a character that's dear to my heart in any way, shape, or form. We are also apparently going to be getting a new version of Warpath. Now, Warpath is a fan favorite from Season 2 of Transformers, and we have recently, within the last 2 or 3 years, I believe, had a figure of Warpath, so we're getting a newer, more updated version of him as well, and hopefully he'll be a bit more cartoon accurate this time around as well. Again, Warpath I think might be one I'll get to. He is quite an interesting and fun character from the line, and I do have his G1 Minibot as part of my collection as well, so I think I may get Warpath as well. Now, that covers all the Deluxe class figures. Moving on to the Voyager class figures that I'm particularly interested in, and obviously the first Voyager class figure, which I think everyone is going to be scrambling to get, is going to be Optimus Primal. It has been confirmed on the leaked lists that he is going to be a Voyager scale figure, and we did kind of know, well, obviously we knew we were going to be getting Optimus Primal from the teaser poster, and it does just make sense that he'd be a Voyager class character. I think I even said in my previous video that he was going to be a Voyager class character. It just made sense. So he's probably going to be about the same size as the Siege class Optimus Prime, maybe a little bit bigger maybe, because obviously he's a gorilla. Gorillas do have a fair bit of bulk to them at the end of the day. So I imagine he's going to be a fairly large Voyager class figure at the end of the day. Another figure in the Voyager class line, but again a G1 character from Season 3 of Transformers, is Cyclonus. He is on the lists, and we kind of knew we were going to be getting Cyclonus. There have been a few leaked images of a possible prototype toy circling the Transformers forums, and if that's the toy we are going to be getting, I'm interested in getting that figure. Cyclonus is one of my favorite Decepticons. In fact, he probably is my favorite Decepticon out of the lot. I do have his original Transformers Universe toy. I didn't get the Combiner Wars version of Cyclonus because the toy we got as part of the European Western release, I wasn't too keen on the paint and the way the figure looked, and I actually wanted to get the Galvatronus, if that's the right word I'm using, the Galvatronus Combiner version, but it was a bit too expensive as part of the box set. So if they're bringing out a new version of Cyclonus, I may get one of these to put alongside my Classics version, or as though in the original G1 movie there were in fact two versions of Cyclonus. There was Cyclonus and his Armada. So I may get 2 of these actually and replace my classic Cyclonus to a certain degree with this figure. So I'm looking forward to getting Cyclonus. He'll be one I'll definitely be getting when he comes out as well. Another figure that's turned up on the list, and I have to admit I was quite surprised to see this one, is Galvatron. Now, the last figure we had of Galvatron was part of the Titans Return line only a couple of years ago. And he was a Titan Master figure. And I have mixed feelings about that figure. I absolutely adore the body of the main bulk of the figure. But I absolutely hated the face mask helmet thing that popped out whenever you used it. And I actually went on to shapeways.com and actually ordered a third-party helmet to put on top of the Titan Master when he's in robot mode. Now, if this is a G1 version Galvatron we're getting as part of the line, depending on how it looks, I may get this figure as a replacement for my Titans Master one, depending on what it looks like. Now, there is also the very, very slight possibility that it's not going to be G1 Galvatron. It could possibly be Beast Wars Galvatron from the Japanese line. Excuse me. But it's more than likely if we're getting Cyclonus, we are getting a G1 Galvatron as well. So depending on what this figure looks like, I may get this as a replacement for my existing Galvatron. So we'll see how it goes. Oh, by the way, I actually forgot to mention, this version of Galvatron is actually listed as a leader class figure. So it's going to be fairly large, I imagine, probably the size. If I had to guess, which I am, I'd probably say it's going to be the size of maybe the Power of the Primes Optimus Prime or the Armada Megatron we got a couple of years ago in the Combiner Wars line. So it's going to be a fairly decent sized figure to say the least. Now, obviously, the other figure we're going to be getting, which is also down as a leader class figure, and it makes absolute perfect sense that he would be a leader class figure, is Beast Wars Megatron. He's down in the listings as being a T-Rex and a leader class figure, and this will be the one that every person will be going for in any way, shape, or form. This, I imagine, will be the standout. And if I'm wrong, I will be really, really surprised by this, but I imagine that this will be the standout figure for the line. It's probably going to be a downsized, less complicated version of the masterpiece Beast Wars Megatron, which we got recently. That would be my thought. You know, like the Earthrise Prime is, many people have said, a masterpiece toy scaled down. I imagine this Megatron, Beast Wars Megatron, will be a downscaled version of the masterpiece figure that is currently out at the moment. And this will be a definitive add-on for my collection. The only real question I think we have to ask ourselves about Beast Wars Megatron is he going to come with his rubber ducky? I think that is a definite accessory you have to have with this character. He has to come with a rubber ducky. There's just no two ways about it. So that's the listing we have so far for Kingdom. Hopefully it's all accurate, it's all 100%. If it is, then I think it's going to be a really great way to end this War for Cybertron trilogy. And I do hope that we're going to see even more Beast Wars characters coming through. As much as I love G1, I'm a G1 purist, it's time we moved away from G1 for a while. And I think going into Beast Wars for Kingdom and maybe a year or two after that will be a breath of fresh air and will be welcomed by a lot of fans in the community. So that's the list, that's my thoughts. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please hit the like and subscribe button, comment below, and thank you very much for your time.